If today you feel like you're too small, too ordinary, or too broken to matter in this world, remember this. In Christ, even the most overlooked lives can become part of something eternal. Among all the people God used to fulfill his divine work, Peter stands out as a powerful example of transformation, faithfulness, and the power of forgiveness. From an ordinary fisherman on the shores of Galilee, he was called, taught, corrected, and sent out by Jesus to become one of the foundational pillars of the early church. Peter's story is not just about one man. It reflects the journey of every believer, to be called, taught, to stumble, but to rise again stronger through grace. Called out of his old life. Matthew 4:18-20 says, "As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Jesus said, 'Come, follow me, and I will send you out to fish for people.'" Jesus called a fisherman, ordinary, humble, and simple. But in that man, Jesus saw a heart that could be molded and a faith that could grow. He doesn't seek the perfect, he seeks the willing. Peter responded without hesitation, leaving his net, his boat, and everything familiar to follow the one he barely knew. That one decision changed his eternal destiny. Fell, but not forsaken. Peter was passionate, bold, and outspoken. But those strengths also led him to moments of weakness. At the Last Supper, he boldly declared, "Even if everyone else deserts you, I never will." Yet only hours later, fear overtook him. When confronted by a servant girl, Peter denied Jesus, not once, but 3 times. Luke 22:61 records the moment. The Lord turned and looked straight at Peter, and he went outside and wept bitterly. In that look was no condemnation, only sorrow and love. Jesus knew Peter's heart, and that his failure was not the end. Failure does not disqualify you, giving up does. Peter didn't run from grace, he returned to it. And because of that, he was restored. Restored to lead. After the resurrection, Jesus met Peter on the shore. It was here, not in a temple, that Peter's restoration began. 3 times Jesus asked, "Do you love me?" And 3 times Peter answered, "Yes, Lord, you know I do." With each affirmation, Jesus said, "Feed my sheep." Grace rewrote his story. The same mouth that once denied Christ would go on to proclaim him boldly to thousands at Pentecost. Peter became a leader of the church, not because he was perfect, but because he was forgiven and willing. And God still works that way today. Final encouragement. If you feel unqualified, remember Peter. If you've fallen, remember how Peter was lifted. If you think your story is over, remember that Jesus writes new chapters. He called Peter not just once, but again and again, and he still calls you today.